whichever party tries to form a government. So what would they demand in return for supporting some kind of coalition? I'm joined now from Belfast by the Deputy Leader of the DUP, Nigel Dodds, and a very good morning to you, Mr Dodds.
Morning.
So let's just get this crystal clear. You would support any of the main parties, but at what price?
Well, we have worked alongside the Labour Party in government and the Conservative Party in government in trying to move Northern Ireland forward and moving it from where it used to be to where it is now. And in Parliament we have supported proposals from either party, judging things on their merits, what's in the best interest of the country as a whole, and what's in the best interest, of course, of Northern Ireland, because first and foremost we want to advance the interests of the people of Northern Ireland, all of them, and of course to strengthen the Union.
OK, but I mean, specifically, we've heard from your colleague, Ian Paisley Jr., that you need £1 billion shelled out for Northern Ireland.
Well, our interest in terms of the next Parliament is, first of all, to ensure that the United Kingdom is strengthened. It's important that the tide of nationalism that seems to be sweeping certain parts of the country is withstood and resisted. We want to strengthen the United Kingdom, not break it up, and I think that's something that both the Labour Party and the Conservative Party will be interested in having as someone who they can work alongside. We want to ensure that there's strong defences for the United Kingdom. We want an EU referendum. We want to see stronger border controls. We want to have the deficit dealt with, but in a compassionate way. That's why we oppose the bedroom tax. But of course, first and foremost, we have published our Northern Ireland plan, which is about moving Northern Ireland forward, strengthening the Union and delivering for all of the people of Northern Ireland a better future in terms of world-class public services and restoring Northern Ireland to the economic powerhouse that it once was.
But does that, Mr Dodds, include more money coming to Northern Ireland from the Treasury? I mean, the Stormont House agreement more or less settled it, didn't it, in terms of the cuts and the austerity that you have to go through?
Well, as I say, obviously we want to deliver the highest standard of public services in Northern Ireland. We have suffered £1.5 billion in cuts from the block grant. The Northern Ireland Executive and the Assembly has made strong efforts on its own to create £4 billion of savings efficiencies and at the same time increase spending on health and education quite dramatically. But clearly in any hung Parliament, we as Northern Ireland MPs, we as Unionist MPs will be wanting to do the very best deal for the people of Northern Ireland on all sides of the community and to strengthen the Union and to move Northern Ireland forward. But I'm not going to sit or stand here today and negotiate publicly what our position will be in the event of a hung Parliament. We have set out a very clear plan, and we will sit down with whoever's the biggest party and we will talk to them and see how far they can meet this plan for Northern Ireland, how far their objectives marry with our objectives in terms of strengthening the Union. And that's why it's important, I think, to have a strong block of DUP MPs who can really make a real influence in terms of dealing with the threat of nationalism, strengthening the United Kingdom at home and abroad, and delivering a say on the European Union, for instance, that people want throughout the United Kingdom.
Well, just lay that out for us in black and white then, Mr Dodds. You've said it many times there about wanting to strengthen the Union. You are, of course, the Democratic Unionist Party. Therefore, if Labour were relying in some looser way, and it was the largest party, were relying on SNP votes to get its major bills through, that is a deal that you couldn't join in because of the SNP's ambitions?
Well, we certainly would not be party to any kind of coalition or formal arrangement, even short of a coalition, which would involve the SNP, which are out to break up the United Kingdom, wielding enormous influence over Ed Miliband and a Labour government. That would be something, I think, that would be bad for Northern Ireland, bad for the United Kingdom as a whole, because ultimately the SNP are about breaking up the United Kingdom, not furthering the interests of the United Kingdom. So what we in the DUP are saying is that both to the Conservatives and to the Labour Party and to other parties and to the people of the United Kingdom a reassurance that we will actually promote the best interests of the United Kingdom, that we want to strengthen the United Kingdom both economically, socially, defence-wise and on the world stage. And of course we are Northern Ireland MPs, we are unionist MPs, we want to advance the interests of Northern Ireland, and we will do that, as our record shows, very vigorously, enthusiastically and robustly, but we will also act in the best interests of the United Kingdom as a whole.
OK, Mr Dodds, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed, Nigel. Dodds there, Deputy Leader of the Democratic Unionist Party. Now, coming up, will the Conservatives continue their personal attack